So, for day 7 on my back on track, I started off my day with my usual choco, coffee, protein drink, which consists of 2 tablespoons of the dark roasted coffee in my French press with 12 ounces of, hot boiling water, and then you put your 2 tablespoons in there, and you put that in, and you press it down, and you push this thing up. Hang on, I don't know how many. Oh well. Okay, so those of you who don't know what a French press is that you put your 2 tablespoons of coffee in there, and then your boiling hot water, and you tighten up your cap, and then you press that down, and then you let that set for just a few minutes. So, and then I added my 2 tablespoons of cocoa, 2 tablespoons of this sugar-free creamer. Sometimes I will use an Italian creamer that's a liquid, and when I do that I put 3, and then this whey protein, and so that was breakfast. So then I decided to have a free day. My family was making lasagna, so for lunch, and we all need a free day, don't deprive yourself of anything. So this was lunch, a portion, about a 6-ounce portion of lasagna. These are little portion containers, so that's about 6 ounces, and then a little bitty piece of, you can see it's mozzarella with some butter and garlic on it, a little bread. I guess it's French bread. I don't know what it was, but anyways. And then for dinner, I drink water, drink water. I add Crystal Light in it sometimes, and I'll drink tea, different teas throughout the day. But the rule is that you don't drink anything after you eat for 30 minutes. And my doctor was that you can drink up until you eat. So that's, I usually will make me some coffee, unless I'm doing my coffee protein drink. So then for dinner, I wasn't all that hungry, so I decided, because I love popcorn, this is about 1/4 of a cup of popcorn. It's air pop, so I put it in this bag, and then I close the bag down a little bit, and then I put it in the microwave for about 3 minutes. I think it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but you listen, and when it stops popping and you can count to 10 seconds, then you turn it off, and that's usually about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And then what I do, in a little bitty container, I put 2 teaspoons of the country crock and 1/2 of a tablespoon of the olive oil, and I melt it, and then I put some Himalayan sea salt in it, and then I stir it all up, and I drizzle it over my popcorn. So that was dinner last night, and then I followed dinner up a little later on with a cup of hot cocoa, just the cocoa and some creamer, 2 tablespoons of creamer, 2 tablespoons of cocoa, and hot water. And sometimes I'll do hot almond milk. It just depends on what I'm wanting. Oh, I did last night. I have a coconut. Let's see if I can get that. Yes, so there it is. I did the organic coconut milk powder, and I put 2 tablespoons of that in with my hot water and my cocoa powder, and you can see that a tablespoon is 60, so that was 120 calories, 2 carbs, less than 1 gram of fat, and it's not, here is a tablespoon of that is 15, so then that's 30, so you're looking at 150 calories, and in my drink, and it's all liquid, so liquid processes differently through your body. So then you're talking 60, so that's 210 calories for my drink with my, about 30 minutes after dinner. And so, I mean, the popcorn filled me up, and this is just like an after treat, so not bad. Anyway, so that was my free day. And like I said, the key is you're not denying yourself, but you are making healthy choices. It's like I find alternatives. Like my family made the lasagna, so I chose to take a smaller portion, than what I would eat, and because I only tolerate a smaller portion now. And I find these are incredibly handy because they let you put the portions in there. And anyways, this is, and so, I didn't lose anything. I didn't expect to, but I didn't gain anything either. So this is all good. Do a little treat, be proportionate, Had I not done my breakfast protein drink, I would have done something, else. I would have done my eggs. But, yesterday I had to go to the doctor's, and so something quick for breakfast. And then when I got home, I was tired, and they were making lasagna, so I said, oh, okay, cool. That'll work for me, And then the lasagna was very filling, and so, and the bread, and so later I just wanted something light, and so I love popcorn. I used to do popcorn all the time as a dinner, and again, it's about portion sizes. I didn't do a huge thing of popcorn like I would do. I just did, pop a quarter cup of popcorn, and and I didn't even use all the butter and oil, olive oil on it. So, it's just making the right choices and not saying no, it's like, probably about 2 months out after my surgery, it was somebody's birthday, and they had birthday cake, and so I had birthday cake, a little bitty piece, half the size of that, probably the size of the bread, maybe a little bit smaller than that, but it's about not denying yourself, and I still was losing, so it's just about the choices in food. It's like my choice right now, and it's working. It's like tomorrow I get right, or today, because I made this after the fact, just to talk about day 7, back on track. But I got right back on what I was doing, and you'll see that in today's post on day 8, and back to my veggies and my proteins, and my good carbs, and healthy sugars. I do fruit, and fruits are healthy sugars. Talking about prep a little bit, it's like I get what they call imperfect produce, and so they deliver me produce that wouldn't otherwise make it to the market. And it's like I got a tomato here, which I need to throw out because I didn't use it when I got it. That was last week's tomato, and anyway, so that's got to go. But I try to use them as, I should have put in the refrigerator, but I try to use them as they're here, they're in front of me, and I know that I need to use it. They're sweet potatoes, and so I've got to use my sweet potatoes, and I have 2 oranges, and those are grapefruits, sorry, and some apples, and I put my apples in my smoothies in the morning, and I have some ginger, and back there I have some red beets, and so anyways, you use what you got. And I also got some chard, which I put in this bag, and I used it for this morning's breakfast, which you'll see. I got some fresh lettuce and a mango, and that's the, and I think that's a daikon. Yes, it's either daikon or a beet. I can't remember which one I ordered, but it's either a daikon. No, it's a beet. It's a red beet. So I got my beet, And you can see I still have some spaghetti squash in there. I have some kale. I have another sweet potato, so I need to start doing that. I have carrots in there, some more oranges. But it's all about using what you have and to make your meals and keeping it visible, you know. Every time I go in the refrigerator, I know this is my drawer and I need to use what's in it. And that's how I make up my breakfasts. I have, I think, a little bit of cauliflower still in there. 1 bag, a cup of it. And, you know, so I will use that up probably this evening with a little stir fry of some stir-fried chicken, and make a chicken and kind of like cauliflower rice, like a Spanish rice kind of things, and add some carrots in there, and you know, just make it really yummy. But it's all about being creative, you know. Get creative and make wise choices. It's about eating consciously what you're doing and not mindless eating. Even snacks, I do snacks. So I do use snacks, and you're looking, and these are my recycled medicine bottles full of my little treats. This has, let's see, can I do that, or I'm going to have to put this down? Yep. Anyways, that's got some almonds. It's these. I'll just take this out, it's easier. It's my Blue Diamond almonds, and those are 1/2 of an ounce. And you can see a serving size is 1 ounce, and that's about 24 nuts. So I have 1/2 of that in there, so I have 12, and so it's 1/2 of 160, which is 80. So I'm under 100 calories, and I don't eat snacks all the time, but I treat myself. And here I have some pistachio, and this will fit into my little container, and it's got cocoa chips, and this also is under 100 calorie snack. This is you can't see it, it's seaweed. It's dried seaweed, little strips, and some cashew nuts, and right to this is about 1 ounce, so this is all under 100 calories. Here is, this is my trail mix, and in there I have some walnuts and some cacao, some pistachio nuts, and some almond slivers, and then some coconut, unsweetened coconut flakes in there. So, you know, it's like every once in a while I will have a snack, you know, but I don't do it very often at all. I'm pretty much satisfied with the foods that I'm eating. My almond butter, every once in a while I'll do some almond butter on some celery, or I will do it on carrots, you know, and I do it on a piece of Ezekiel toast. And so, you know, it's just picking wise, healthy choices, you know, and these are very satisfying. You know, sometimes I feel one of these with all cocoa. It's 65% Ghirardelli cocoa nibs, and that is under 100 calories when I fill that up. And so I get my chocolate treat, you know. It's like in here I get chocolate in this, you know, my trail mix, and then in here with the pistachio and the cocoa. Sometimes I do the cashews and the cocoa. Sometimes I do the walnuts. I even do dried cranberry and cocoas, or dried cherries, or dry apricots. You know, it's just making choices and going, oh, I can have a healthier snack, a tastier snack. I mean, I dig all this. So just get creative, find what works for you. That is, you know, under 100 calories. It's not going to hurt you. You know, big deal. It's like, I'm not measuring calories, and I'm doing great. You know, I'm losing it and loving it. So you can too.